Okay, what do we got going on here? 783. Less of a surprise is this female error which Q Metellus made. 4. He. What do we got? Too many famous of the same name in our city were vigentibusing, they were flourishing, so there's many famous people of the same name. Is that the last name? Even of the family of Claudiorum, of which he was touchingly related to by a very artissimo vincula, a very tight bonding of blood. I think they were half brothers or something, it says. He left as an heir, solum, alone, Kerinatas. In English it has AS at the end. Neither did Quizquam, anyone, attempt or have a go at this testament, this will of his in this matter, so no one challenged it. Part 4, item. Likewise, Pompeius Reginus, a man of the Transalpine region, when in the testament of his brother he was had been overlooked, praeteritist, he was arguing the inequality of it. Would have been on his incisors. The 2 tablets of his own will and testament in the commitio in the assembly is cut open, and of both orders of social ranks, with a lot of people there, maxima frequentia. He had recited these here when this is all put together with these people there, witnesses, in which a great part was scriptus. He had written his brother as an heir, so his brother hadn't left him heir, but he's left his brother an heir, even though he could have altered it afterwards, but it's this is what he's complaining. And pre legabatur, so in addition he read, what the hell is this, 15 million sesterces he had left him. He left his brother, who died before him, and much and for a long time amongst people who had sentience, they had the same sort of sentiment or feelings. He complained. His questus means he's complained, so this is a group of ad sentienting friends who sympathise with his indignation, and what ascertains or pertains to the court of these the 100 men, where we see they have that spear there marking their court. But he passes as he suffered it all aloud, the ashes of his brother to lie at peace. So he decided not to take it to court, and he ran. And they were these instituted heirs, these people who were made heirs by him, by his brother. They were not equal to him in blood, or even proximi near him to Reginus in blood, but they were aliens, and they were of low birth, so that not only silence, I guess, of his brother for him was flagellosum, disgraceful, but even it seemed able to be that there's prelatio, this like anti-latio. When you put someone before, there's a preference for someone. So when you preference these aliens and low birth ones, it seemed a contumeliosa, it seemed insulting as well. So flagellosum and contumeliosa. Okay, so part 5, equally felicitous or lucky that they were unpunished or went by these wills, I guess, but I don't know whether Nescio and these testaments, these will and testaments which have been chosen, are Taituria, are even more disgusting or something. And there's a title that I'll have to stick in there and make it the same size and font. This is the chapter heading in the book itself, which was missing for some reason. Okay. Which adverse the opinions of men, these people were heirs. So this is all in capital letters, as you see. Okay, so there's a bit of a typo in that. So people who had heirs other than what was expected by men. So there's Q. Caecilius. What have we got here? Genitive. So with the most prompt, ready at hand enthusiasm and great liberality or generousness of L. Lucilius, looks like Q. Caecilius had this honest grade or step social society of honour and of consequently his ample patrimony, so he had access to his money and he got social status. When Prey self, instead of himself, maybe he'd always said, Tullicid, he'd bore him that he would always be his heir. So the heir to himself, he always Tullited. Sometimes Pharaoh Tulilato could just mean for saying or speaking. That dying, he even handed his rings to him. Looks like we have contrary thing here, but it looks like Pomponius Atticus had adopted in his will, and he reliquated, he left all of his goods, this guy Atticus, as his heir. Fair enough. And down to there. But this fallacious and insidious cadaver, here's the nominative. The Roman people, what do they do? Around the curvibussus, the neck, circumdata means around, so around the neck of this deceiving, lying cadaver, they put a rope, and they traxed him through the streets. So anyway, he was dragged through the streets. And so this nefarious homo, indeed, he had the son and heir, which he volwited, which he wanted. However, the funeral which he earned was quales of the type in his exequies. This is again to do with the funeral rites. So what he deserved. So for being a lying cadaver, he got a bit of a disgrace. Okay, so I'll make exequies as the Daily Dictionary. Yeah, Lewis and Short. Funeral procession, funeral obsequies. We have synonyms of funis, which we saw there. In late Latin, it's the earthly remains taking the place of reliquae. Okay. 6. Neither was T. Marius worthy of alias, other things. So he's equally a scoundrel. Looks like he comes from a place called Urbanatum or Urbanus or something, who, from the lowest place or grade of the military, by the beneficial actions of the divine Emperor Augustus, he was Pedactus. He was led to the summit, to the highest honours in the military camp sense. And he was Factus. He was made Locupus. He was made rich by these very uberimus, very abundant income or access to money. Not only in the rest of the times of his life did he say he would leave his fortunes, I guess, to Augustus Caesar, from which he had accepted this money and rank. So he never prayed a Kavada. He never said he was going to leave his fortunes to him, who he had accepted from. But even Pridae, the day before he expired, this same guy said to Augustus himself, when meanwhile, in late Latin, interim means sometimes, but I guess it's still early Latin, so meanwhile, ne quidem. Not even his name of Augustus was added into the tabulets of his will and testament. And that's it for the day.